Hello everyone, I am Professor Sushant Mohite, working as the Head of Electrical Department from Praveen Patil College of Diploma Engineering and Technology. Now we continue unit number 3, that is energy conservation in electrical installation system. The first, the phase current balancing technique conserve electric power. Explain. A three-phase system is said to balance if the magnitude of current and voltage are equal and displaced by 120-degree electrical with their respective phase and line values. The supply to consume the supply to consumers is provided through single phase and three phase distribution system. Mainly industrial loads are operates at balanced loads whereas unbalanced in three phase supply system. The energy conservation in distribution and transmission line can be made by distributing equal load on all the three phases. The following are the benefits of phase current balancing. The voltage drops in all the three phases are equal, hence the voltage sag or voltage swell during switching remains same. The losses taking place in all three phases is equal and hence uniform temperature rise in all the phase occurs which avoids formation of hot spots. Phase current balancing increases the operating life of the equipment connected to system and life of insulation. It avoids the neutral shift and uneven heating of alternator and transformer. This is the explanation of phase current balancing technique conserve electric power. The next is the commercial losses taking place in electrical distribution system and suggest remedies to overcome it. The losses which are non-measurable and cannot be reduced or minimized by technical means are known as a commercial or non-technical losses. The various aspects which contributes most to non-technical losses are theft of electrical power, loads which are not known by utility, lack of administration, error in meter reading, non-payment of energy use, financial and social constraint. The loss of energy which does not take place in the transmission, sub-transmission or distribution lines and its equipments come under this category. As the loss of energy in this class directly affects on revenue or commercial costs, they are called as a commercial losses. The commercial losses may be as follows: theft of energy without paying any energy charges by means of hooks on live lines, etc., faulty energy meter, stopping meter reading by other unauthorized means, etc., using defective meters, paying to meter readers for recording wrong readings. Some connections are allotted on HP basis or month, but the consumers may use higher HP loads than allotted, making unauthorized extension of loads, bypassing meters, stopping the meter by remote control, changing the sequence of wiring, changing CT ratio, intentional burning of meter, etc. Then reason for commercial losses. Consumers such as agricultural using load on HP basis extend their load without obtaining proper section. Meter reading may be taken wrong purposely. Some consumers adopt wrong connection, that is they use some energy bypassing the meter. Some consumers stop the working of meter by mechanical jerks, using powerful magnets to stop moving of meter wheels or stopping rotation of disc by foreign matters, etc. Purposeful burning of energy meters by some means. Reverse rotation of meter to reduce the reading by interchanging terminal connection. Improper testing and calibration of meters, changing CT ratio to reduce the reading. Then how to minimize commercial losses? A special vigilance squad should be set up to check and prevent theft of energy. Those who temper the meter and broke the seals of meter should be punished and penalized. Energy audit should be introduced for each area and for the city so that theft areas can be detected and proper steps taken to prevent theft. Area officers, particularly the executive engineer, should take responsibility for energy receive and energy sales for a particular area. Energy meters should be installed in a tamper-proof meter boxes and they should be sealed with tamper-proof number seals. Use of electronic meters may be made to provide electric connection which cannot be tampered easily. Meters should be timely checked and quality meter testing facilities should be provided to officers who carry out checking. Faulty meters should be replaced with proper meters with seals immediately. Then minimize transmission and distribution losses which is related to commercial losses. Provide 100% metering. Install meter at all the transformation stages of lines and take accurate meter readings. Install static meters at the premises of every consumers with proper sealing and see that the correct readings are taken. Install static meters on all feeders and distribution transformer. Then use effective management information system. Meter installed on feeders and distribution transformer will record power, power factor and load, maximum demand, etc. The data from these meters may be downloaded to a computer network which can be utilized for management of distribution system. Then total energy accounting. It is necessary to carry out accurate accounting of energy received and supplied, energy billing and determination of transmission and distribution losses from this. The division or subdivision office will be in a position to determine commercial losses. Hence, responsibility can be given to particular officer for detection of theft, etc. The next is the installation of power factor improvement apparatus and modification of lines. Install suitable power factor improvement devices such as capacitors at suitable points to reduce reactive power and use suitable conductor size to reduce technical losses. Also, the transformer should be shifted to load centers so that the length of lines will be reduced, reducing losses. The next is the installation of small size distribution transformer. If small size distribution transformer are used, it will supply limited consumers and length of distributors will be reduced and also losses will be reduced at the same time. Commercial losses can be controlled. And the last one, digital mapping. For good energy management, digital mapping of the entire distribution system should be developed. These are the commercial list of commercial losses. Then what is commercial losses? Then reason for commercial losses. Then how to minimize commercial losses. And the last one, how to minimize transmission and distribution losses related to commercial losses. The next, the various methods are used to avoid the power theft in distribution systems are as under: first, seal metering, then the arrange vigilance cord, then installation of medium voltage distribution, then faulty meter replacement, then advanced metering or digital metering, then prepare metering, and the last, bill collection facility by payment sale and e-payment facility. These are the method to avoid the power theft in distribution system. The next is how losses are increased in transmission and distribution system due to each of following: low power factor, low transmission voltage, transmission line voltage imbalance. The first, low power factor. For a certain real power load, low power factor leads to increase in the power in the different conducting section as I is equal to P upon V into power factor, where P is the active power, V is the supply voltage, I is the current. This increased current leads to higher copper losses in the concern system conductors. Hence, losses increases with fall in power factor. Next is a low transmission voltage. Motoring devices supplied with lower voltage draw excess current to handle the load as I is equal to output upon efficiency into voltage into power factor. This excess current leads to increased copper losses in the supply line and machine winding that lead to decrease in efficiency. And the last, transmission line voltage imbalance. Due to this, the current in the different phase will be unequal, that will lead to higher current in the neutral, hence increased losses especially in the motor load. A 5% imbalance causes 40% increase in motor losses. Also, the negative phase sequence currents will be active and create extra losses. Next, how power factor and load factor contributes technical losses in transmission and distribution system. The first, power factor contributes technical losses in transmission and distribution system. The following reason: the power factor of the system depends upon the load. The quality of load may differ. Due to this, if the power factor is poor, for the same connected load, current flowing through the line will be increased. To improve the power factor, the shunt capacitor, phase advancer, synchronous condenser can be used. Due to this, reactive power flow is controlled, hence technical loss is minimized. Sometimes to control the reactive power flow, the static VAR compensator and flexible AC transmission system are to be installed. Due to this power factor improvements, the energy losses in the line will be less. And the next is a load factor contributes technical losses in transmission distribution system. The following reason: when the load factor will be improved, average demand and maximum demand will be nearly equal and hence load fluctuation will be less. Due to less fluctuation, the load system will work at higher efficiently. Due to improved load factor, there will be incentive in energy bill. Due to improved load factor, reduces maximum demand. The load factor will be economical to big industrial consumers because their load factor is more. These are the contribution of power factor and load factor to reduces or to increase the it will play important role in technical losses in transmission and distribution system. Next, reactive power compensation in transmission and distribution system. The reactive power is present in lines due to the reactive loads and device components reactance. This leads to heavy current for active power transmission that result in overheating of transmission system, etc., and hence fall in the system efficiency. Reactive power compensation leads to reduction of line or system current, due to which the inherent current related power losses, that is the I square R copper loss in the system, are reduced, leading to increase in the system efficiency and improvement in the power quality. Also, as reactive power is compensated, that is leading to its reduction, the power factor is improved. Thus, energy is conserved as the losses in the lines are minimized and the excess magnetizing current for increasing the voltage is avoided, leading to saving. Diagram shows a scheme of reactive power compensation used in transmission and distribution system. The figure below shows the static VR compensator in which the inductors and capacitor are switched to the line as per the requirement of lagging or leading reactive VA. This is the general arrangement of static VR compensator. The first is a transmission line, then next it's a step down transformer, which is the next is a potential transformer, potential PT for measuring the voltage, higher voltage. Okay, then next is a this is a thyristor module, means the voltage which is reduced, means the secondary side of the transformer is connected to the thyristor module, which is convert the voltage, means it converts first DC, means it's act as a rectifier and then inverter, and then the output means it's connected to the capacitor banks, reactor bank, for it act as a filter. Capacitor banks, reactor banks, it is act as a filter. Here is the controller which is control the voltage, means output of thyristor. And because of this arrangement, the reactive power, what is the meaning of reactive power? Reactive power means it's an unwanted power, which is the power which is transferred from source to load, and then it's once again transferred to load to source. So for reducing this power, we use this arrangement. The next is the commercial losses in transmission distribution system. Once again, power theft, unmetered supply, meter inaccuracy, metering discrepancy, small unmetered loads, billing issues, load collection efficiency, the theft of electricity. Theft of electricity has been carried out by the ways of meter tampering and the direct hooking. In meter tampering, various methods have been carried out, such as placing the powerful magnet on the meter, bypassing of meters, distributing the disk rotation by disturbing the disk rotation by inserting some material externally, stopping the meter by remote control, change in meter terminals, etc. In direct hooking, tapping of conductor of LT, means low tension feeder, or tamper service to make unauthorized and unmetered supply. Then meter inaccuracy, sometimes meters are shows the wrong reading, or the sometimes the person came from the distribution company, he or she writes some wrong readings. Then billing issues, sometimes the distribution company gives the or it because of the person came from the company, he or she write the wrong readings, means the energy supply by the company and the load, means the consumer load, it's not balanced. That's why the billing, that's why the issues create in the bill. Then lower collection efficiency, means sometimes we use the equipment, the efficiency of the equipment we use in residential. Suppose residential, the efficiency of that material, that equipment is not good, means it's not 70% or 80%, and because of that because of the lower efficiency equipment, the equipment consumes the maximum energy. These are the losses, commercial losses, which occurs in the transmission and distribution system. Next, technical losses. The first, copper losses. Copper loss is a major aspect in which all the real power of the distribution system, that is the loss, as copper loss is equal to I square R, change in value of current will contribute more loss. Skin effect will also cause copper loss. Then unbalanced loading. If any phase are more heavily loaded as compared to other ones, losses will definitely be higher than it would have been if lines were loaded evenly. Balancing line currents in distribution system may lead to considerable loss saving. Then next, long length of distribution lines. In rural areas, loads are scattered over large areas, causing extension of distribution lines. Hence, primary and secondary distribution network spreads over long distances. Resistance varies directly with length and resistivity, and inversely with cross sectional area. So far, the same magnitude of line current, longer line will have more losses than shorter. Conductor of inadequate size. Scatter loads of distribution system are fed by radial feeders, which generally features inappropriate size of conductors. Conductors of smaller size will cause more losses than conductor of larger size. Then losses in transformer. Various losses in a transformer such as copper losses, core losses will contribute more. Copper losses are due to I square R losses are due to winding resistances and current flowing the windings. The core losses are due to eddy current and hysteresis loss. The next, long distance between transformer and load center. Generally, transformers are located far away from the consumers instead of any suitable center location. So, secondary voltage is maintained properly. Consumer which is far away receives very low voltage at his end. The next, low power factor. In primary and secondary distribution system, power factor may be absorbed as low as 0.65 to 0.75. If power factor is low, current drawn is high for the given load. Hence, lower the power factor, higher the current and higher the losses associated with square of the current, that is I square R loss. Then load factor, power consumption of consumers varies over different time of a day as well as season. Peak power consumption varies with category of consumers. Load factor is a measure of load variation and ranges from 0 to 1. More the demand variations over the feeder, lower the load factor and higher the energy loss. The next, reactive power. Reactive power is a part of the power which is not utilized by the consumer. It is taken during the switching on and fed back to the supply when switch off. Reactive power is caused by energy storage components, that is inductors, capacitors. Next, improper joints and connection. Improper joints and connection ensures loose connection. If pressure between the connection is not properly maintained and not inspected time to time for the same, it leads to sparking and hitting in contacts. Bad workmanship may be the reason behind this, which is due to less interest of the linemen in their work. If you seen all the videos, the questions or the points, that is the technical loss, commercial loss, then in that reactive power compensation, then phase balancing, this type of question asked every time in exam. So first you understand what is technical loss, what is commercial loss, okay, then you understand the explanation of the each and every technical loss and commercial loss. In exam every time ask this type of question. So but type of question means, suppose for example reactive power compensation. So in previous exam for reactive power compensation, on reactive power compensation ask different question, and 2 years back ask same reactive power compensation but some different manner question. So answer is the same but questions are different means it's just like a googly. So please you do not confuse. Okay, understand the first, you understand answer. So if you understand the answer, so question, whatever the question will ask in exam, you write the same answer. Okay, so the question asked regarding the commercial loss, that is the power theft. So you write down the power theft, the answer of the power theft, whatever the question asked in regarding the power theft, but you write down the power theft. You understand the power theft, then you write down the power theft.